The biggest mistake that marketers are making with their creator plans is that they are confusing strategy with scale. We see it all the time. Marketers sending the same press kit to all the possible KOLs, regardless of the KOL's interest, content style, or audience. Operationally, this is definitely more efficient, but what happens is that the content then starts to look very copy-paste, very same-o, and in the end, very generic. Let me share an example with a brand I work with. We wanted to ask content creators, what kind of coffee do you like? But to make this a little bit more interesting, we asked them, choose a team. Are you team black coffee? Are you team coffee with milk? Or are you team iced coffee? The content creators chose the styles that they liked in terms of the coffee, their dressing, and even the surroundings. And what we had was a campaign that was so vibrant. Our content creators were dressing up to match the backgrounds, like icy blue backgrounds. The Team Coffee Blacks were showing up sleek and formal with their espresso shots, whilst Team Milk Coffee were coming in their beautiful beige dresses and cream-coloured sofas. What was really fun was that these content creators even started to comment on each other's posts saying that, hey, no, Team Coffee Black is where it's at. No, Team Coffee Milk, we are the true representation of Singapore. And what happened, ironically, was that when we had niche groups of content creators, the content became so much more organic. It made the topic so much more fun. So when it comes to thinking of your creator plan, think of scale the story, not the script. When it comes to using creators as a growth engine, you can't just spray and pray. You need structure. I think of this as a pyramid. In the top tier, you have creators whom you give exclusive access. You have really high touch where you even work with them in terms of how they want to collaborate. These are the creators who will build brand advocacy for you. Then you have the mid-tier of creators. These are people whom you connect with very regularly. They are people who have a natural interest in your products. And they are the ones who will help get you consideration as well as top-of-mind awareness. And then you have your base tier. These are KOLs who are up and coming. They are KOLs with really broad reach. And they are people who will help give your brand a lot more consideration, who are giving you the tactical kind of boost when it comes to planning your campaign. The base tier is where you reach out to them occasionally, and they are the ones who will give you spikes in your campaigns as well as bring in new audiences. Now, what turns the pyramid into a growth engine is what I like to call the 3 C's. Continuity, compounded learning, as well as connection. With continuity, you continually come back to this pyramid so that you are not starting from ground zero with every campaign. With compounded learning, you have an audience that you already know which creators work well for them. And with connection, you now have creators whom you have a longer relationship with so that they can build that advocacy for you. So you need both. You need to have a pyramid which gives you the structure, and you need these 3 C's to be able to supercharge this so that your PR coverage is not just occasional spikes that comes with your campaign burst, but is momentum that is building up. Campaigns build moments, but the growth engine and ecosystem is what gives you momentum. Scaling authenticity. To me, this is about standardizing the message, not the output. And where this starts from is that as marketers, we have responsibility of the brief. It all starts from there. There are 3 key things that you need in the brief. The first is being crystal clear on what that key message is. And it is our responsibility to impart this knowledge to the creator. The second thing is making sure that you are very clear on what are the sacred cows that cannot be slayed. What is it that the creators absolutely should not, cannot do? Be upfront with this because we enjoy that creators are creative. So tell them what they are not supposed to do, and then they have free play to do whatever it is they would like. The third is put in the must-haves. If there are key shots or key things that you want your product to be used in or shown in, make sure that is in the brief. When you have a clear brief, the creators then know what the box is and how to play within that. Nobody likes to do multiple revisions. I certainly don't, and the creators don't. So a crystal clear brief is what is most important. I would truly focus on what is the key message. If every single content creator sounds exactly the same, then what you've done is the complete opposite to authenticity. So focus on the brief, be clear on the core message, then let the creators express your message in their own genuinely authentic way. The creator strategy depends on what objectives you have for each creator. It goes back to basics of the marketing funnel: awareness, consideration, and conversion. If the creator objective is awareness, then what's important is reach as well as brand recall. If it's consideration, then engagement with its likes, shares, and saves is what's important. If you're looking at conversion, that's where matrices like cost per acquisition versus your paid media comes in, and even tracking the sale to the content creator, which you can do with things like your specialized links or using promo codes. Measuring the offline impact of creators is still something that there isn't quite a clear line yet. The most obvious one would be collaborations between brands and creators, where the product is a very clear indicator of the actual conversion. There are some brands that have done this very successfully, where within minutes or hours of a launch, the products are sold out. Nespresso has a number of collaborations where the response has been instantaneous. Collaborations where when the product goes up online, the item sells out within minutes of it going online. Waiting lists are also a good indicator to get a sense of interest in terms of the products and the collaboration. The biggest disruption that has happened in the creator space has been live streaming and creators being their own retail stores. Imagine a little bit with me. Creators actually are becoming like stores, like retail stores. So, if you imagine, come with me, that we are standing in front of a store. In front of it, we see the signboard, we see the window display, and this pretty much in the creator world is the equivalent of the hook, that catchy headline, that trend in a way that catches your eye straight away and that lures you in. That is the modern day version of window shopping. And then we go into the store and we look at the store shelf. We see products on shelf. That is the physical store, products on shelf. In the creator world, this is where the creator is actually using the product. You then get to see, oh, this is how it works, how it fits into someone's lifestyle. That is the consideration part of the retail store now in the creator world. And then the salesperson. In the shop, you turn to somebody and ask, hey, the questions about the product. In the creator space, this happens in the comments. That's where people are asking, hey, what color does this come in? How much is it? Where can I buy? And when creators engage with their audiences actively in the comments, that is now the modern day salesperson. So the journey of a creator now is no longer just about the awareness part. They are no longer just about that window shopping. They are now an end-to-end experience. So if you want to work with creators, you really have to think about how differently it is now and its evolution in terms of being a representative and a storefront for your brand. There is a role to play for both a brand's official store as well as a creator's live stream, for example. People still default to the .coms because they represent credibility. You absolutely have assurance of how the products are treated in the warehouse and how they are delivered. And also, you likely have the widest range of products available. With a creator, the creator comes in with their own personal reviews. They would be marketing and representing a whole range of products, and it might be curated by themselves. And how audiences trust them is the way that they are pulling products together and kind of using an amalgamation of how they use your products. The reason for shopping either on a .com or with the creators also is really different. And I would recommend trying both, test both, see what works for your brand.